moving on to the big movie. Like I mentioned, this is #1 in the box office now. I believe it's made 300 million, Pete, and I heard it's only cost $15 million to make. She's a brilliant business person. That's how you do business, guys. You make a movie for 15 million of her own money, mind you. She spent 15 of her own money, and it is now at 178 million worldwide. So that's called a great return of investment. And it's going to be out again this weekend. So it'll collect more, probably collect another 50 at least. But Taylor Swift. So like I mentioned, I'm not a crazy Taylor Swift fan. I wouldn't even use the word fan. I respect her. She's got some good songs that are catchy. So I kind of went in this movie just like, hey, I'm going to go have a good time. I'm happy I spent the $20 versus, 500 plus or whatever it was to go to the actual concert. But
thousands sometimes.
Yeah. But this was shot at SoFi Stadium, and the camera work is solid. And yeah, it's no frills. It's literally just you're watching her concert, and
you're literally watching a concert.
Yeah, and it's entertaining. I had a good time. I did not need to stay for the whole time, just because, like I said, I'm not a huge concert guy in real life, nevertheless on the theater. So like I got a good taste of it with about 2 hours worth of content, and I'm like, okay, good, and a good time. I walked out, I was happy, and it was totally worth seeing it. I'm glad I saw it in theater. Great experience. I think obviously if you go in groups and stuff like that, it's probably even better, making more of an experience of it, kind of like how people did with Barbie. I feel like that's kind of like the way to go. You have a good time with your friends and or your kids or whatever, and have a good time with it. But yeah, it was great.
Yeah, my daughter's a big fan, and which makes me a big fan. You can't deny the talent. She was literally like, every time she started singing a new song, you were like, oh my God, that's another song that I know. Like, she has so many hits. The visuals as well were really amazing. Like you said, the camera work was really good. The sound was really good. From what I could hear, because the people that you're sitting next to are singing along with every song, and so it's hard to hear the actual Taylor Swift sing. But this is a solid watch. Definitely take your kids to go see this one. If they like Taylor Swift, they're going to go bananas. And there's a reason why this is such a brilliant move. When your concerts get sold out and have already made $5 billion or something crazy like that on this tour alone, how do we get more money out of this? Let's just release a film of the show itself. There's people who are not going to spend thousands of dollars to go see Taylor Swift. They'll spend 20.
But that's what I look at it more or less of, how can we get more money out of people versus, because this is ultimately about demand. And I felt like this was because again, I'm not going to go to a Taylor Swift concert, but I'll go to this because I'll pay $20 versus I'm not going to pay $1,000 to go see this. And so for me, this was a way to give access to your entire fan base versus a specific fan base that's willing to spend multiple hundreds of dollars, if not thousands.
But you get people who aren't fans as well because of just the actual word of mouth and the curiosity behind this film. She's really made a ton, and this was a brilliant move. And this is as close to an experience of being in one of her concerts as you're going to get, because there's no real sort of immersive VR experience where you can actually be at the concert, even though you're in a theater or at your house or something like that. But this was as close as you could get.
That's next, though. I feel like that's next. Like
amazing. This was brilliant. This was a great move. It was a good time, and it was really well done. It wasn't just 3 cameras set on her doing a concert. There was real thought put into this, real camera moves, backgrounds, everything blended together. The concert was even broken up into albums so that she basically took her audience on a journey, and it was really well done.